What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your Lake 4 guy. Welcome back to Big Sam. It's tournament practice for bass champs. If you look behind me, for a guy like me, life just don't get much better than this. All right, so let's tell you guys a little bit about what's been going on since the last time we saw you. So last time we saw you, had 2 more days of practice left, and the following day was gonna be Saturday, January 2nd. Well, there was a BFL tournament out here that Saturday. Hey man, I went out that day and I kind of saw this on Friday. There was a lot of guys, looked like they were practicing for the BFL in the same areas I was in. Sure enough, I go out on Saturday, and the first 3 places I went to, there was guys tournament fishing on all 3 of those spots that I was wanting to graph around and look at and break down. And man, I kind of just got a guilty conscience. And I was like, man, I'm not going to interfere with these guys. BFL is a big tournament to a lot of these guys. They're chasing a dream. And I actually left the lake and just stayed off the water the rest of the day. I didn't even do any fishing at all. So here we are, last day, Sunday. This is my last chance. We go off limits tonight. So this is our last chance to go pre-fishing. We're going to run and gun. We're going to cover a lot of water. We're going to look at a lot of structure. We're going to graph a lot. We're going to fish a little bit. Today's not really going to be about fishing as much as it is breaking down the areas that we're finding. We're going to show you guys what we're seeing on our electronics, try to show you some deeper grass lines, stuff like that, and how I'm marking them, how I'm waypointing them, and how I'm breaking them down and educating myself on them, so that when it comes tournament day, my whole goal is when it comes tournament day, I'm always in areas that are holding fish, and B, I'm fishing those areas as efficiently as possible, meaning that my bait is in the prime strike boat position for a highest percentage as possible, if that makes sense. So we've had some wind the last couple days, been really rough, as you guys saw in the last video. Not supposed to be as bad today, but it's like 7 in the morning. There's already some wind, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes. It's Rayburn. It'll probably be pretty bumpy, but we're gonna get around and get after them, so y'all stay tuned. Also go. All right then. All right then, there we go. That's a skinny one. That's like a 3-pounder though. Oh, long, skinny, big head. Hey, can't complain about starting off like that though. Like if we start that way this quick, we've been fishing for 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to be exact. It's a very nice fish right there to start our day. Awesome fish. You guys can probably see some of this hay grass down here in the background. I'll move that camera around a little bit so you can see it. Y'all see all that hay grass out here. All this is a spot right here that I just looked up on Google Earth, and you could see grass on the showed up on Google Earth. There's a lot of main lake flat, real shallow points run out here, and the big part of the lake's right behind me. So just some shallow grass out on the main lake. Perfect little staging area on a lake like Rayburn where they do spawners. That's a great little staging area. And I was actually clued into this area by a guy that fished the BFL that stayed in the hotel with me. We were shooting breeze last night. He told me he caught a couple, so I figured I'd come over here and check them out. And he said he caught his biggest fish in the tournament. I think he could have checked too. So anyways, that's a good start, man. That's a good start. I think what I'm finding out is that if I grind that chatterbait deal, I can catch good quality fish. And with some of the deeper grass I found, I might be able to catch some really big fish and have a good bag. But I think what I also need to do, I need to find a couple areas like this I feel really good about. I've already got a couple, but I'm gonna keep looking for a couple more. And then on top of that, I want to find me a couple of those deeper brush piles that I feel like I can get good quality bites, because on those you might get the tournament winning bites. So not that you can't appear shallow, I don't know, just that's what's going through my head right now. I want to explain this to you guys as we go, and so that's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking that I can have a pretty good bag and probably cut a pretty good check just grinding the chatterbait up shallow next weekend. But I feel like if I want a chance to win this thing, I probably need to go find me some of the deeper stuff today. We'll get to that. We're going to do some of that today too. So I'll tell you, this hot crawl has been the deal down here on Rayburn so far. Hot crawl with a green pumpkin live magic shad as the trailer. And I finally tore my trailer a little bit. It might be starting to slip on me. Nope, we're good. Anyway, that's the chatterbait I've been using. That's caught, I think that No, I did catch some on a white color too, but that's caught most of them right there. The good thing I like about it is it's just always seems like it's all, I haven't caught any non-keepers. It's all good quality bites. There we go. Small keeper, another keeper though, right there. And that took 15 minutes. So we've been here for a grand total of like 20, somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes. And we got 2 keepers in the boat. I haven't been catching very many fish early in the day, I'm just gonna tell you. The early bite in here is pretty good. I've been pretty impressed with it, so. I like it. Probably fish around here a little bit more. Won't spend too much more time in here. I really like this little area. Shout out to that old boy that tipped me off this area, and then I looked it up on Google, and this area, this little corner right here looked like it had the most grass in it, so that's where we started in. It's working out pretty good. All right, guys, just around in there about another 10 minutes, kind of identified the different ditches and drains run through there. Well, not necessarily ditches and drains, but just low spots along that little shallow main lake grass line. Really like what I see there. You guys might see us starting our morning there on tournament. Caught those 2 fish pretty quick. Both keepers, one a really nice keeper. I like that. And they're biting early, like they're biting first thing in the morning, which has been hard to find with this colder weather. So I'm digging that area right there. It's actually at the mouth of a pretty sizable pocket here. So I'm just gonna kind of idle around, explore around, look at some grass, might fish around a little bit. If we get up, we find anything worth talking about, we'll let you know. All right, so as you guys can see, a little bit of grass starting to pop up out here, anywhere starting out about 6-7 foot of water. Now we're going up into 4.5, 5 foot of water. But you can see the grass really spreading out all the way across them, right in the middle, in the back corner of this pocket that we were just fishing at the mouth of. So I think I'm gonna fish around back here in the background in this grass a little bit. And I'm really not a rhyme or reason. This is kind of an odd pocket. As you can see on the map, like it doesn't really have like a creek feeding it. Like there's not like a sure enough clear-cut drain or channel. It's just kind of low in the middle, and there's a little bit of grass scattered around in it. So I think I'm just gonna forget all the thinking and the logic, and man, there's fish at the mouth of it. The water's 55 degrees. There might be some towards the back, so we'll fish around, and hey, maybe there's nothing back here. If nothing else, we'll eliminate this part of this area right here, and that way during the tournament we can just focus on that spot out on the main lake and then move on to our next area. Well, folks, didn't catch anything in back that pocket. Didn't stay back there a tremendous amount of time. I don't know. I just didn't feel as good about it. Now, I'm not taking it completely off the list, but it might be a last resort type of thing to fish around further into that pocket. Good news is we got the Fish Life app out, and literally right across from that area we were just in, there's another pocket that says to fish a grass line. Starting out at the point out by the main lake, fish a grass line going in. It's a smaller pocket, so we're going to go make a lap fishing this grass line, slow rolling this chatterbait. That's exactly what the Fish Life app is telling us to do. Hey, if you don't know about that Fish Life app and tournament preparation, you need to watch our last video, and then you need to go like subscribe and do all that, you know, stuff that y'all do. But yeah, we're gonna take a lap on a grass line in this pocket right here. So as you guys can see, the middle of this pocket, I mean, once you get back into this pocket, about halfway back in it, it is completely loaded up with grass from one side to the other. It looks amazing. I've actually fished around here for quite a while, longer than I probably should have, and I didn't get a single bite. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to come here during the tournament, because that is some of the better, deeper grass. That grass is growing out, as you guys saw, 7, even 8 foot of water. Really, really healthy, really, really tall. Nice gap between the surface and the top of the grass to allow you to fish through it. I mean, I can't really ask for much more out of a grass area than that right there. It looks unbelievably good. Now, I will say that all these grass areas that I've been catching fish in are little corners or little patches, but they're at the mouth of a major creek. This is just a smaller, well, by Rayburn standards, small main lake pocket. This pocket is not attached to a bigger creek. This is not at the mouth where a creek goes back. So that seems to be part of the pattern, is the areas of grass where we're actually getting bites and getting those quality bites are kind of staging grass areas at the mouths of these bigger creek arms, or bigger pockets, whatever you want to call them. So maybe something to that. We'll have to see as the day goes on, and really do some thinking about that over this week as far as putting the game plan together for next Saturday. There's a little brush, a little bit of fish, a little brush and fish, fish and brush. There is a pile of something down there, folks. There's some really hard cover in there. I'm seeing just enough arcs outside of it and dots around it. It looks like there's dots in it too, by the way. As you guys can see, these little dots right here, these are fish sitting right outside of this brush. Now they look small dots on here, but we're out at 40 foot. And then it looks like there might be some hanging in the brush as well, where you're seeing those more distinct dots show up. So, all right, so I'm out here. Welcome to Big Sam, folks. Anyways, out here on that main lake spot, I've got set up on that. I got spot locked. Showed you guys what we were looking at there. Just tons and tons of wood, brush, something really, really big down there. The top side of the hump tops out in about 10 foot of water to 15 foot of water, depending on what part of the hump you're on. And it slopes off, and that brush is sitting down there like 25, 30 foot. So it's really, really deep. But hey, it's wintertime. Those fish can get super deep in the wintertime. There's no thermocline or anything. It's gonna be kind of hard. I'm gonna try to fish it. Hopefully if I just get a bite or two, that'll be good enough for me to know what's going on here. But as you can see, that's a lot of water rolling right at us. So we're really, really, really exposed on this spot right here to the wind today. And yeah, we're gonna do the best we can. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty tough. It's rolling. We're already kind of getting a little bit of... Sam Rayburn's peeing on my front deck of my boat right now. I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. If you're going to come pre-fish for a terminal on Sam Rayburn, when you're out here looking at spots, you better make yourself a really good contingency plan for all wind situations. Because this lake's so big, you may have the best stuff in the world, but if the wind blows over 10 miles an hour sustained in the wrong direction, it could monkey your stuff up pretty good. I had to hide from that one. Well, it's like Sam Rayburn knew. I was trying to fish the main lake. The wind just started picking up, and it kept getting worse and worse. And you guys probably saw some water coming over the front of the boat there. But fishing the main lake in those conditions is tough. It's tough to fish. It's tough to fill your bait. It's tough to do anything right. And then on top of that, navigating from one spot to the next, it's starting to get like, you can do it, but man, is it worth it? And you certainly can't do it very fast. And as big as this lake is, it just takes so long. We talked about this in the last video. It takes you so long to get from point A to point B when those conditions are like that. It just makes it not worth it. So, I mean, listen, we're having to deal with what we're dealing with the wind. We're just going to concentrate on grass and hope that the grass deal works out during tournament. I have at least located a couple offshore brush piles if the conditions present themselves and we want to go try to grind out a big bite. I've got a couple offshore brush piles that have a lot of life on them, I feel like. So we'll see. I don't know. Right now I'm thinking we're just going to have to do a grass thing because that wind is killing that main lake stuff, man. It's killing it. Oh God, he nailed it and ran at me so hard I couldn't catch up to him. That was ridiculous. Ridiculous. I screwed that one up. That fish, holy cow, did he smoke it. So what I did was I came back here to an area that you guys saw me fish in the previous video. You saw a couple of our, in fact, our biggest fish catch of the week came actually right here on that same cast I just made, where I just got that bite. As we said in one of the previous videos, the rain really muddied this area up. As you guys can tell by the watercolor in here, looks not great, not good at all. But I wanted to come up here, changed over to black and blue on the chatterbait, kind of was more methodical casting, more repetitive cast to key target areas. I really just want to come up here, spend a little bit of time and grind and see if I can still get these fish that were in here to bite, because man, from what I found this week, this pocket right here had the best quality and numbers of fish in it of anywhere I've been that I found. So I wanted to make sure I could still at least get some bites in here with the water being dirty. So that bite right there, even though he bit it and ran at me, I didn't even land him, and it might have been a 1 pounder that wouldn't even keep. The fact that I got that bite is very important to me for this practice routine, because it lets me know that even with dirty water, I can still catch some of these fish in this area that I feel like is holding the best fish that I've been able to find this week. So. Well, all right, guys, that is the end of pre-fishing. Hey, I think it went pretty well. I actually feel pretty good. I feel good, not great. You know, if things don't work out weather-wise, it could, and you never know what the weather's going to do in Texas, and that could cause a problem for me. I really wish that I could have got more knowledge offshore in that situation. Some of those offshore fish are just more stable when the weather doesn't go the way you want it to. And so I wish I could have done more of that. Unfortunately, I just couldn't. I mean, you guys saw it was crazy. I couldn't fish those areas. I couldn't feel anything. The waves were crashing over the boat. The wind was blowing. It was tough. But overall, I'm really, really extremely happy with the quality of fish that I caught. I didn't catch very many fish, but I never caught a non-keeper. Caught a couple of really good fish that'd be really good. Actually, 3 really good fish that'd be really good in a tournament bag that I'd be very happy with. And again, like we said in the first practice video, we're looking for 20 to 25. Really, we're looking for 25 pounds. I really think 25 pounds will give us a shot to win this deal outright. And if we get 20 pounds and we go up there and we get beat, we get beat. If I can go to Sam Rayburn in a little bit of a tougher, colder time of year and catch 20 pounds, I'll be super happy with it. I'd be really surprised if we don't catch A limit of fish, and B, if we have anything less than about 17 pounds, because if I catch 5 on the quality fish that we've been catching, it should be around 17 pounds minimum, I would think. And who knows? You catch 1 big one or 2 big ones, and you never know where it goes from there. So all we can do is see what works out. We put the work in. We put the research in. We put the time on the water in. We did everything we could. It's tournament fishing. You never know what's going to happen. But I do feel pretty good about what I found in some of that deeper grass, fishing that chatterbait really slow in some of that deeper grass. So that's it for today. Check out the Fish Life app. It helped me immensely. It helped me find grass areas. It helped me find the offshore areas that I tried to fish. The Fish Life app is a really, really cool tool when you're going to a new lake especially, or even if you live on that lake and you just want to see a different perspective on current patterns. Man, it is an invaluable tool to gain more knowledge about those lakes that we have those packages on. So check that out. It's linked in the description as always. And other than that, man, thank you guys so much for watching as always. Wish me the best of luck. Me and old Jonathan Boland, J-Bo, wish us good luck. And we'll see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.